It's the final round of the inaugural FM Championship. From just outside Boston, we're at TPC Boston, about 25 miles southwest of downtown. It's the first year of this event, first time the LPGA has come to this golf course, which has hosted the PGA Tour for nearly 2 decades. And that leaderboard, Jin Young Ko, 15 career wins, 15 under par. She just made a birdie at the 7th. She has her first 2 eagles of the season on this first 9 holes. Grant Boone, Morgan Pressel, Tom Abbott, and Kay Cockrell is following the final group that includes our leader, Jin Young Ko, who's at the par 3 8th.
That's a 7-iron. She's trying to draw into this front hole location. I'd say that was spot on in terms of accuracy.
7-iron, the second straight hole. She nearly dunks it to the 9th.
Hit on you for birdie. This green's kind of like a bowl. Everything moves in, so this should move from the right. Not quite as much as she thought. Still going to be a very good outward 9 for Rianne Liu. Go back to the tee at the 9th. And Allison Corpuz. He's going with driver by the sounds of things. And trying to hug that left side of the fairway. Opens up as the hole makes that dogleg turn from right to left. Back to the tee at the 8th.
And Carlota Segunda of Spain.
Going with 1 club less, she hits the ball quite high and can get it to land pretty darn softly.
Morgan, how about this front 9 that we've seen from these contenders today?
I've had players text me, say, what golf course are they playing? Ones that didn't make it to the weekend, saying, I did not see these scores early in the week. It's definitely a different day out there, Kay, with the moisture.
It is, and even though there's that little bit of rain falling, there's no wind. Like you said, the course is softer. Just feels like you can be more aggressive. And this an 8-iron as well for Coughlin, looking good. 3 pretty nice shots right there.
Yeah, when a 15-footer is the worst of the bunch, that tells you something. Lauren Coughlin, a couple of wins in her last 4 starts. She's got work to do if she's going to catch the great Jin Young Ko. Final group of this FM Championship here at TPC Boston at the par 3 8th, and the leader Jin Young Ko has a putt for birdie. Take a look at our insights by KPMG. Morgan, this is indicative of how great Jin Young Ko is. When you convert 75% of your leads entering the final round, you're just lapping the rest of golf.
Yeah, it just comes down to mental strength, really, the difference in that. It's not ability, it's not your technique, it's your mental ability and comfortability being in that position. And I mean, even the way she started today, 4 under through the first 4 holes, just shows a tremendous amount of confidence, Kay, in her ability to play out in front.
Yeah, she did some unusual things early, but she took it in stride. Just a little right to left breaking putt. Yeah, most of the break happened at the beginning, then straightened out.
Even the strategy, how she played 7, plays into, I think, what you're talking about there. Jin Young finding a way to win with the lead. So hard to convert. Rianne Liu on the tee at the 10th.
Just a real straightaway par 4, but nothing good down on the left. Let's take another look. You may say, hey, she's got quite a unique swing. Let's watch her head as she turns away here. She almost looks like she looks away from the ball. She's still somewhat keeping an eye on the ball. It's a little long here, maybe why, even longer than she typically has, maybe why she lost control of it a little bit. I would say I don't always necessarily look at the ball when I'm hitting the shot. It's not something that you're really staring at. You have an awareness of where it is, but it's not a direct focus on the golf ball. So I don't know. I've thought about that. Do I look at the ball or not? I'm not really sure.
She's got some trouble at the 10th. Meanwhile, Lauren Coughlin, would she have been able to learn anything from Jin Young's putt, Kay?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe taking a little bit less right to left break.
3-putt back at the 7th. Cost Coughlin. Thinking about fatigue, Morgan, as it relates to Lauren. She's been in contention, high leverage golf over the last month. And how about Jin Young Ko? 4 straight weeks when you go back to the Olympic Games and then the 2 events. Terrible weather in Scotland.
That's a really busy part of the season. Lots of travel in terms of time zones and things like that. And high pressure golf, as you said, it can be taxing.
Corpuz second at 9. Reaction would say she didn't love it, but if she didn't, she's got away with one there, and she'll have a good chance for a birdie. So we take a moment to join Morgan and Grant in the booth.
Well, we've been here for 4 tournament days, and I'm not sure we figured anything much out yet, Morgan. We've seen this golf course play really tough on day 1. We've seen players go on the attack at various times. We saw Rianne Liu shoot 62, followed by a 78, and now she's back going low again. And here's Rianne Liu, who made a 9 on her first hole in contention to win for the first time. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, it's just been a wild week, but really a test of perseverance. A lot of credit to Rianne Liu and her ability to bounce back from her really tough day yesterday, going into yesterday with a 6-shot lead and falling well back in the pack. I mean, she's in the 3rd to the last group today. That was really shocking. But the way that she's come out and performed today, put herself right back in this championship. Jin Young Ko, of course, as we just mentioned, a fantastic front runner and playing as such. Really, I mean, wanting to continue that win streak that you've talked about of 8 consecutive seasons with a win on the LPGA Tour. She hasn't won in over a year. You know, that's really important to her to get this done today. She looked very calm and comfortable on the range in her warm-up so far today and looks comfortable on the golf course as well.
Wouldn't it be just like Jin Young Ko to bring some calm to what has been a tumultuous week here on this leaderboard? She's trying to win for the 16th time. And you think about Lydia Ko just qualifying for the LPGA Hall of Fame. Jin Young with a win today would earn her 21st LPGA Hall of Fame point. Whatever the numbers say, we're talking about one of the very best players, at least of the modern era, maybe of all time, with Jin Young, aren't we?
She's just one of the most consistent. And I mean, it's no surprise she's got the longest bogey-free streak as well. Right, well over 100 holes. That's just a testament to her consistency, to her ball striking, to her ability to play smart and put herself in contention week in, week out. It hasn't been quite the season that Jin Young has hoped for, battling some injuries, shoulder injuries and such. But when you think of the Hall of Fame, Jin Young Ko is really the next in line for that coveted spot. And you feel like it's only a matter of time before she does find her way alongside Lydia Ko in the LPGA Hall of Fame.
Rianne Liu gouging it out back into play. She'll have a 3rd at the par 4 in a moment. First, Saganda for birdie at 8. Well, you don't rule anything out. 5 back with 10 to go. And over at the 10th, the 2nd for Rianne Liu.
High, but coming out of that rough, oh, what a shot, with a little bit of moisture, making the rough even thicker. That was fantastic. It landed like a butterfly.
And a chance to get within 1 to the 9th.
Titigan for birdie. She's going to go out 3 under par, which is a good score, but when you compare it to what we've seen today, it looks pretty average, which is a testament to the great golf that's been on display by the players at the top of this leaderboard. Jin Young 4 under for the day. Liu 7 under. Rianne Liu 6 under. Allison Corpuz 5 under. And we'll go back to the tee at the 9th. Doesn't always, well, doesn't necessarily set up well for Segunda's ball flight here, Kay. Shot shape, I should say.
Yeah, it sure it doesn't. The trees from the tee really kind of come in very close. You want to avoid the bunkers on the left. This hole turns right to left, but the fairway tilts a bit left to right. She's clubbing back with a fairway wood. And I think that makes sense. Just hit something out there like 220-ish. Ew. Boy, that was a slice, not a cut.
That started almost along the tree line up the left. That's going to leave a much longer shot in, and of course, out of the thicker rough.
Up on the green. Below the hole here. Good look for Allison Corpuz. Oh, she just drills it in there. So that's 4 birdies in a row to finish the front 9, and she goes out in 30.
12 putts on her front 9.
These greens are great, though. Really good surfaces. So different than what they had last week at St Andrews when it was very slow because of the wind. Now, Jin Young Ko.
Oh, this is another miss left. Oh, it hits the tree, ricochets out of the woods, but is in quite a bit of fescue and rough over there.
Well, we'll see how she handles that. A couple of loose drives for Jin Young Ko in the early going.
We've got a par putt here for Rianne Liu. And Morgan, how about this player who's won 7 times on the Epsom Tour, including this year, bringing in a veteran, John Colleen, as her caddy, and Jim Gormley, just to try to get some veteran help to push her over the top. There's John, been at it for, goodness, 45 years.
Yeah, it's clearly working, this recipe. And sometimes you just need a new set of eyes and a coach like Jim Gormley, and, you know, maybe a little bit of a different way to think, especially around a Sunday. Putting yourself in position, a caddy who can keep you calm, keep you in the moment, and John Colleen is certainly one of the best at that.
Again, this for par after birdieing her first 7 today. Well, you saw she's 97th in the race to the CME Globe, so even if she doesn't win, this could be an enormous day for her to go ahead and wrap up her status for next year. Allison Corpuz, winner at Pebble Beach last year, the U.S. Women's Open, and on a heater here as the rain trickles down here in Boston. 4 straight birdies. And one of the straightest hitters in golf finds another fairway. Morgan, I'm just thinking about the top of this leaderboard and what various players have fought back from. We mentioned Rianne Liu, who made a 9, a quintuple bogey on her very first hole of the championship. Hayden shooting 62. It was her career low, but we weren't shocked just because we know how good she is. Yesterday was the shocker.
Yeah, I mean, she almost went from her career low to her career high. I don't think it actually was, but it wasn't that far.
Since joining the tour, yeah.
And she's just, it has to be something. It's not in her ability yesterday. That round, it was some uncomfortability being that far ahead and in the lead that way. But I've been very impressed with the way she's battled back. A lot of players wouldn't be able to fight their way back into this event. And look at this.
Oh, she is in it.
A lot of players would be so upset after the round yesterday. I feel like they'd given it away. And what is that, 7 birdies? Wow.
She fought back within the round yesterday, then lost it again late. Now she's just 1 back of this woman who's at the 9th.
Yeah, Jin Young Ko. Can she see the flag from where she is, Kay?
Yeah, she can. It's just like we talked about, they're blue flags that are easy to get lost in the horizon or whatever's behind you. Ball in this fescue Kentucky rye grass. It's thick. 130 yards to the front of the green. Going with an 8-iron. Sounded like she caught that pretty cleanly.
I mean, what a break.
Yeah.
What a break from, and you need a little bit of luck to win in this game. There's no question. A couple good breaks to go your way.
But you need to straighten out the driver if you're Jin Young Ko, because there are players chasing like Rianne Liu, who makes this one for a birdie at 10.
We mentioned PGA Tour has come to TPC Boston 17 times before. Notable winners: Vijay Singh, 2004, 2008. Tiger Woods beat Vijay in 2006. It was a Labor Day finish. And here again on Labor Day weekend, Phil Mickelson, the winner back in 2007. And Rory McIlroy a couple of times, 2012 and 2016. Justin Thomas, the year he won his first PGA championship, won here as well. Someone's going to add their name to the list of winners here at TPC Boston and earn a most well-earned championship for the 11th.
Hit unused tee shot. Look at the closest contenders. She has the best score on this back nine for the week, 7 under par.
And Allison Corpuz, 4 straight birdies. A 5th would tie her for the lead.
That whole location all the way in the back left. Over that bunker. Not being too aggressive with that one right there. She'll be putting kind of up a bit of a trough there in the middle of that 10th green.
Back one.
This is Saganda for birdie.
From 30 feet, playing a good couple of feet break.
It's going to be a tap-in par.
pretty good just to get it on the green from that bad lie she had in the right rough. So she'll take 4 there.
Couple under on the front. 5 behind. Let's go to 10.
And Ataya Titakun. 4 back as she begins her back 9.
Get in the hole! In the hole!
And nearly just 2 back. My goodness, Titakun.
How did that not go in? What a shot. She won't be able to see exactly where that is, but she knows it's got to be close.
Tap in birdie for Titakun to get to 12 under. We go back to the 9th.
And this one looks like it could be pretty speedy, Kay.
Definitely. She's going with the putter. She likes to do that when she's off the putting surface, but she really just has to putt this as if it were maybe a 3-footer. Get it rolling on the green surface. It's downhill the entire way. How good was that effort?
Really great try. In front of the FM pavilion there, they've had employees from all over the world, global corporation. They've had employees from all over the world traveling to be here this week and really celebrating their company and being involved with the LPGA Tour for the first time. Go to the 11th and Liu.
She looks very comfortable, Tom, even though, you know, definitely outside of her comfort zone in terms of scoring. She looks very, very comfortable on this course.
All the folks there watching from the pavilion. Coughlin for birdie. Yeah. Club starting to work again.
She needed that one to go in there. Those couple bogeys really hurt, knowing you got to try and catch Jin Young at 15 under. Missed a couple, like that short one on 7. This one, better stroke there, good confident stroke.
Well, these players in the final group really made their score on the front 9. We come to the back 9. Jin Young Ko 4 under for the week. Coughlin 2 under for the week. Saganda 4 under for the week. And the scores on the front 9 have been a lot lower. So back 9 will be tougher. If we look at the way it's played for these players in contention. Tough to pick a winner right now, but also tough to beat Jin Young Ko at the top of the leaderboard. There's Morgan Matreau. She's battling away to keep her card. You'll remember her name from the Olympics. She was in contention there for a few days before falling away in the final round. Just outside of the top 10 and projected to move from 98 to 88 in the race to the CME Globe.
All right. Allison Corpuz. This one for a 5th straight birdie and to pull even with Jin Young Ko.
There's not a tremendous amount of break in this putt. Could wiggle a little bit both ways. Like I said, this club has really been solid for her so far this week. Lots of confidence.
Cautious with the approach. She'll have a couple of feet for par. Putting numbers aren't bad for Allison Corpuz, but her superpower is her accuracy. There are few in the world who hit it as straight as Allison Corpuz. It was never on display more than that 72nd hole at Pebble Beach last summer.
Yeah, hitting driver up the left confidently with the lead left of that famous tree in the fairway. I mean, she's 2nd in fairways, 9th in greens and regulation on tour just this season alone.
So many amateurs love to watch players go deep with their tee shots, but I think more are amazed who've tried to play this game that someone could hit it so straight like Allison Corpuz, straight in for par here at 10. Well, you go back to last summer, and Morgan, it was the first time that Pebble Beach had hosted the U.S. Women's Open. She was tied with Nasa Hataoka at the turn on Sunday. She started hitting shots like this.
That was tight for a while, and then Allison really took control and made a lot of clutch putts coming down the stretch as well.
Second at the 15th.
This was just absolutely dialed in. She was showing any signs of nerves. If there were any nerves, she wasn't showing any signs of them.
And then, well, in American golf at least, no more picturesque, familiar spot than that 18th at Pebble. And Allison Corpuz put her name in the record books. 10 years after her fellow Hawaii native Michelle Wie won the U.S. Women's Open, Allison got it done. It was a 2-shot lead for Jin Young Ko when this final round began. She's led by as many as 4 at the moment. As she makes the turn, she's up by 1.
Straightaway par 4, and oh, here's yet another pull hook. That's her 4th one today. Got away with it on the last hole. That she might not be so lucky this time.
Yeah, that settled into some thicker grass. She was set up a little bit open with her feet there. She does tend to do that. That is common for Jin Young.
Trouble for the leader back at the 11th.
8 on you. This green slopes from back to front, so it should be a pretty quick putt here. Oh, she made another one. Can understand her being conservative there from behind the green at 11.
Tom, she's got the 63 on her golf ball. She may need a new number for her golf ball after what she did Friday. That was her career low on the KLPGA.
She knew 64 was her low on the LPGA as well, and she said to me after the round, once I got to 8 under par, which would have been 64, I just wanted to keep going, which she did. She shot 62. Rianne Liu now for birdie.
Wonder if now both of these players are feeling like we just got to keep going.
May have learned something there with the speed. That's fantastic. Bounces back. And it's another birdie on the card for Rianne as they chase Jin Young Ko.
I'll come back next year for one more try, see if they make it through.
A little bit short of.
Now the search is on for Jin Young Ko's tee shot at the 10th. We are sure it's inside the penalty area. Not sure she'll be able to play it even if she can find it.
Okay.
Morgan, she's had the lefts.
Yeah, what this is the 3rd tee shot in the last 4 holes that she has missed. Well left. She got away with the one on the 9th tee, but this one doesn't look like she will be quite as fortunate. It is a penalty area.
I need to see the line. You can mark it and look.
Doesn't have to worry about 2 club lengths hitting her out. I don't think it was quite that far in from what we saw.
She's getting stuck there.
Yeah. There's not a lot of... Oh boy.
Careful here. Lauren to the rescue.
Okay, very close. That's good. Go around here. Okay.
You can see they're looking by those yellow flowers. Looks like it's actually just a little bit short of those yellow flowers. You can still see a lot of the ball. It's just on the edge of the thicker grass. Yeah, it should be almost right behind where Dave Brooker's standing right now.
So a 3rd shot upcoming here. Okay, hang tight. We'll check back in with you in just a moment. First of 11.
And Allison Corpuz. Only 1 back. It could be a lot closer. Maybe even leading with the trouble for Jin Young Ko. And that's going to just stay on that lower tier. There's a ridge there in the green, so she's going to have an uphill birdie putt. And we'll go back over to 10.
To the front.
130 meters over here, Kay.
I think this is the smart play anyway. Even if she were to have found it in the edge, it's so thick there. There was a marshal here who definitively said, gave her a line that it went into the penalty area, so she's taken a drop out to the side, and it's no bargain here either. She's still dealing with a lot of rough and 140 to the front.
And looks like some tree trouble if she wants to go anywhere near that hole location as well.
Yeah, I don't think she's thinking of that at all. Maybe just going to the fat part of the green, get it up there in the front or on the front right part of the green.
Like a low punch and just... We're just trying to land it a little short of the green. Yeah, like a 25 shot, low punch.
Right now, your focus is on making a bogey 5. You know, get it up there on or just short of the green and ensure you make a bogey and stay away from a big number. Caught that really solidly.
Club twirl.
Yeah, beautiful. Actually, it's going to go through the green, but I think she'll have a decent amount of green to work with from there. Depends on the lie.
Let's take a look. We mentioned that Jin Young has a bit of the left. She was left on 7, but here on the 9th, she gets away with this one, but starts it left and hooking. To hit a little bit of a fade, gets a kiss off of a tree and gets away with that one. Could have ended up in real serious danger. And this one here on 10, so your feet are lined up and her shoulders all the way to the left edge of the fairway. This one again left, going further left. Forced to take a drop from the penalty area there. Let's take a look at this. Something that she works on is trying to keep her spine angle centered. Looks good on the takeaway. A little bit laid off there at the top. Didn't quite hold it off enough through the ball. It's hard to tell whether she was able to keep her spine angle centered from that angle, which is something that she works on with her coach, Siwoo Lee. And she does have the, I used to those pulls. She hits those a lot with her irons. That is her miss with the irons, but I don't often see it with the driver. It's a bit more unusual.
All right, so she's going to have a pitch for par at the 10th. Meanwhile, Rianne Liu has fought her way back. And in just a moment, she could be tied for the lead again. Beautiful tee shot for Rianne at the par 5 12th. A chance for her, who had a 6-shot lead entering the weekend, to regain the lead. Final round of the FM Championship. This is the 4th shot of Jin Young Ko at the par 4 10th.
Ball is sitting reasonably well, but a little slope to deal with.
So she's going to lose her lead, at least the outright lead. And meanwhile, Rianne Liu with her 2nd at the par 5 12th.
Sounded a little bit thin, maybe slightly in the heel. Lost it to the right. It's okay there. A lot of green to work with. Bunkers are going to have a lot more moisture after the rain, and then the little bit of rain that even has fallen while the players have been out there. None right now, though.
So the 11th, Corpuz up the hill. And that'll be a 3. So she'll remain at 14 under par, 6 under for the day. Maybe tied for the lead here in a moment with the problems that Jin Young Ko has had at the 10th. Let's go to the 16th.
And Lexi Thompson with a little bit of a back 9 rally. Birdie and an eagle. And net for another birdie. She'll be on her 7th Solheim Cup team here in a couple of weeks' time. Rianne Liu is now tied for the lead, because we know Ko is going to drop at least a shot.
She started to mount a comeback here yesterday and then 3-putted from very short range. That led to a bogey, kind of continued to derail the day, but it's a good leave right there.
And a good chance for Rianne Liu, last year's Rookie of the Year, to regain the lead. She'll have a 3rd at the par 5. First, we go to the 10th and a birdie putt for Carlota Segunda.
The only one in this group who has a birdie putt. And she actually is disappointed with her 2nd. She only had a gap wedge in and managed to hit it to this point 35 feet away, where normally she'd be looking at getting it inside 10, 15 feet at the worst. A little bit uphill and then it flattens out.
Now with Ko's dropped shot, at least, Segunda will get it a little bit closer here, trying to win for the first time in nearly 8 seasons. Got a bogey putt here for Jin Young. Made a bogey at the 5th when she got out of position off the tee, and she's hit 3 fairways today, Kay.
Oh, yeah, that'll wear on you. You just start, especially when you're missing it left. I think that's any golfer's worst nightmare. Yesterday, she managed to make 2 really good saving par putts to keep her momentum going. But this is the first time that she's been in danger of making a double if she doesn't get this to fall.
She does have the mental ability to reset things, but can she reset her golf swing right here? I mean, those lefts, as we've seen, nothing good comes from missing these fairways. There are trouble all the way to the house, especially up the left side, Kay.
Definitely. Well, the tee shot that she'll face at 12 is fairly wide open, so she should relax on that one. Oh, that's big.
Now, she's made 2 eagles today, but that bogey save keeps her tied for the lead.
Just said, okay, that's just having the memory of a goldfish. Okay, I hit a poor shot. Let me hit one over the green and and get up and down for bogey.
Take a look at our insights by KPMG, and you see Nelly, of course, with those 5 straight wins, 6 total. Lauren Coughlin can get a 3rd win if she can rally here on the back 9. She had gone 100 starts in her LPGA career without a victory, and now trying to win for a 3rd time in her last 5. And Kay, we were talking, you just don't see this happen very often for a journeywoman to then break through and keep winning.
No, it just shows that the foundation that she's built in the last couple years is a strong one, and it's carrying her through the second half of this year in a big way.
That's a big save for her as well. After going long, as Kay mentioned. And so they are going to pick up a shot on Jin Young, who makes bogey. Remember, Rianne Liu is just short of the par 5 12th in 2. And Rianne Liu is in the greenside bunker in 2 at that 12th. So you got 9 players separated by 4 shots at the top here, Morgan. Don't think you can count out the 10s quite yet, can you? Those at least with 7 or 8 holes to go.
We've seen so much volatility on this golf course that I really don't think you can. Granted, and this back 9 are a few of the harder holes on the course, especially 14 and 17, playing as 2 of the most difficult. There's also plenty of birdie opportunities, Kay.
Absolutely. You speak of volatility. Coming into today's round, Saganda had 16 birdies, but also 8 bogeys. So a lot of up and down, and that's kind of the nature of her game. But we know she can string together and reel off a bunch of birdies. But you got to make your little 3-footers for par first.
The lead is 14 under. Rianne Liu is one of those. Here is her 3rd at the par 5 12th.
Very similar to actually what we saw from her on Friday. Almost the identical shot. Similar hole location as well. Easy birdie.
Incredible. 6 shots ahead entering the weekend. 4 back when the round began. She's going to tap in to take the lead here. Back on the tee, Allison Corpuz. Shocker. Right down the middle. What a shot from Lexi Thompson. Morgan, you talked about it yesterday. Stacey Lewis really challenged her last year to play. She hadn't played a lot last year. But she played 3 straight events right before the Solheim Cup. She got better each week. And she was one of the leaders for your side in Spain in that 14-14 tie.
Not a surprise, I don't think, to anybody that she was picked to be on the team again. She's excited. I mean, what did she say? The Solheim Cup has defined her career maybe more than anything else, and she is so proud to represent her country.
3rd 2 on the card for Lexi Thompson. All right, Rianne Liu was in the greenside bunker, went over the green with her 3rd. And looks like she will save her par. This week's Aon Risk Reward Challenge hole is the par 5 12th. The first par 5 after making the turn, the 12th hole at TPC Boston offers scoring opportunities for players who make better decisions. From the tee, a fairway bunker guards the left side of the landing zone, where players must decide whether to go for the green or whether to lay up. The Aon Insight tells us that players who find the fairway are 3 times as likely to go for the green than those who find the rough, and more than 10 times more likely than those who find the bunker. Overall, analytics predict that half the field will go for the green in 2, with the other half navigating a layup area protected by a costly hazard and a large greenside bunker. With an expected scoring average of 4.63, better decisions here will be critical to capitalize against the competition and take home the inaugural title at TPC Boston. All right, this is the young American, Northern California, Rianne Liu, for eagle at that 12th.
Happened 6 eagles today, playing as by far the easiest hole on the golf course. Closer to a par 4 actually than it is a par 5, with the tee being moved up a little bit. Easily reachable by everyone in the field.
Last week to qualify for some of those events in Asia in October, and Rianne needs a big finish to move inside the top 60 and be eligible for at least one of those. Three-way tie at the top. Rianne Liu is about to tap in to take the lead as we take you back to the 11th.
Segundo on the tee. Chatting in Spanish with her caddy. Coughlin has already played. Her ball almost got into that back portion of the green, but then came down the hill away from the flag. So now Segundo with her tee shot.
Lauren hit what looked like an ideal 6-iron with her patented cut, but it's hard to tell from down on the tee where it ultimately ended up. 166 to the top of that ridge, 160 below it. Carlotta also going with a 6-iron. Oh, she pulled this one, not getting the cut she was looking for. Gonna be a long birdie effort.
Yeah, across that ridge, there you can see Coughlin's ball did get up to about 15 feet short of the flag, but then meandered back down the hill over to 12.
And what a story this would be, Morgan, if Rianne Liu could find a way today into the winner's circle.
I mean, the fact that she is right now back in the lead alone, it would be the largest. I mean, she's ahead by 6, way back by at least
40,
6.
yeah.
And I mean, back in the lead, what perseverance.
Back on the tee at the 11th. Ko.
A little bit of wind starting to pick up, just kind of, it's been so dead still today that I think that was a little disconcerting. After watching her 2 fellow competitors struggle to get it up to the top of the ridge, Jin Young going to go with her 5 hybrid. Loves this club. Oh, started it a little too far right with a cut. Depends on the bounce.
Yeah, that was a bit of an anti-left swing there. That was not going to miss left.
Take you to the tee at the 13th. Rianne Liu. Not going with driver here. Concern down the right side. It can be pretty thick over there. We can see some of the ball, so may not be lying too badly. She has a 1-shot lead here in the final round of the FM Championship.
Today's coverage is brought to you by FM, protect your purpose, and by Win Grips, the best grips in golf. All right, now 1 shot off the lead. Allison Corpuz, her 2nd at the par 5 12th.
Should be able to at least get something towards the front here. When she is on with her ball striking, just, it's machine-like.
She'll have that putt to take the lead for the first time. Outright. Back we go to the 11th.
Segundo has a tricky one, Kay, across this green.
Yeah, it's kind of that diagonal slope and ridge. I liken it, Tom, to kind of a surfer that's trying to catch the initial cresting wave, and her ball is just going to move left to right along that ridge and then try to almost go the other way off a converging ridge.
This is actually a new putter that Carlotta has in the bag, recent within the last month. She's been messing around a little bit with some different putters. It's her third putter as of late.
Well, she also started working with Nick Soto at the AIG Women's Open. He works with Charlie Hall, and he tried to simplify her putting. She was way too technical and overthinking things. Imagine that. I think anyone that can help you simplify any parts of your game, that's a good thing. This is not the easiest shot here for Jin Young Ko, Tom. It's sitting in real sticky, kind of that Kentucky bluegrass, and it's cross grain.
Yeah, got a great look there. Just trying to release it down to the hole. Needs to go a bit. Not quite a guaranteed 3 for Jin Young Ko. Rianne Liu drove it right.
Yeah, if anything, a little bit from 5 o'clock. Yep.
So there's trees beginning to rustle there in the background. We haven't had much breeze today, as Kay was saying. It's been humid and warm today. Not quite Florida warm, but it's been quite still out there. Now, Rianne Liu, second short.
Okay, I think it's just on. Oh yeah, good.
Well, they liked it from that lie, obviously. And she'll have to dial in the speed coming down the hill there with her birdie try. There was a threat of some storms around lunchtime today, but thankfully that hasn't materialized, which is good news. Just that bit of rain that came down. Back over to the 11th, where Coughlin is working on a par putt. Okay.
Yeah, she had a difficult birdie putt up a steep hill, breaking quite a bit right to left, and just did not get the initial hit on the putt with enough, you know, momentum, and it just came up, gosh, a good 6 feet short. She has worked very hard on her speed on greens and hasn't left herself as many of these length putts for par. Oh, and that hurts. That hurts at this stage of the game. A 3-putt on Championship Sunday on the back 9. No bueno.
Yeah, and a tee shot that was probably a foot away from being fine and having a good look at birdie and just release back down that slope. So some small margins here in the final round, but Coughlin, that's a mistake there. A bogey on the 11th, which is not playing as one of the difficult holes on the course. Back over to 13 and lose second. Asking for it to kick into the good spot. It does. And that will leave her a birdie try to get it to 14 under par. What a performance this has been for a player who's had a lot of success on the Epson Tour, including her 7th victory of her Epson Tour career earlier this season, but hasn't translated that into LPGA Tour results. Maybe it'll change here on Sunday. Jin Young Ko now for a par at the 11th.
2 pretty stressful holes in a row in terms of challenging yourself mentally over these putts to either save bogey as she did on the last hole, now save par.
Set up with this very straight here, maybe inside right if anything. Putter head aimed a little more to the right than the lines on the ball.
Good up and down, but it's going to be interesting to watch how she handles these closing holes here with the lefts off the tee. You saw that tee shot there, guarding against going left. It's something that she struggled with a few times this week. It's not just today. Seen earlier this week, she's hit a few shots left off the tee. So this is not a golf course where you want to be missing fairways by too much. The rough can be very juicy as we go to the green at 12.
And the 26-year-old, born in Honolulu, makes her home in LA collegiately. A star at Southern Cal, Allison Corpuz has this for eagle to take the lead by 1.
Not a ton of break in this putt. A little bit uphill the first half, a little bit downhill the second. Falling just ever so slightly to her left.
That'll be a putt to tie Rianne Liu, who's at the 13th.
Yeah, has to get the speed right here. Putting down into little valley. Looks like she got the speed right, but not quite the line. Now that's going to be a 4 if it goes in, but not a guaranteed 4 just yet. It's been a special week for Megan Kang from the Boston area and has a relationship with FM. So she's kind of the unofficial host this week. I know she wanted to be in contention, but hasn't worked out like that. But it has been a good performance. She's just outside of the top 30, considering the amount of pressure that she felt here playing in her hometown. He said it was kind of like the same pressure as playing in a Solheim Cup, stepping out here on Thursday with all of the crowds. The golf course that she has visited before. She actually played in the Pro-Am when she was a junior, and the PGA Tour visited the Deutsche Bank. It was an initiative of Seth Waugh, who was leading Deutsche Bank in North America at the time, to bring junior golfers out to play with the pros. And she got to play with Anthony Kim and Camilla Bajegas here. Now Liu for a birdie at 13. Might fancy this one back up the hill. She's fancied a lot of them today. Yeah. This is remarkable stuff. Her LPGA career low round is 65. She might shatter that today if she keeps playing like this. And it takes her to 8 under par for the round. Now Lexi playing alongside Megan Kang. Keeps Lexi at 7 under par. Had a chance to contend over the weekend here, but has not put together 2 good rounds on Saturday and Sunday, unfortunately. But playing alongside her good pal Megan Kang, maybe we'll see those two playing alongside each other in the Solheim Cup. Popular wherever she goes. Lexi.
All right, just a little bit left here for Corpuz to tie the lead.
Just straight uphill putt. I think back to last year at the Solheim Cup, watching her make some really big putts coming down the stretch, especially in the team matches. She's such an even keel type of a player, very calm, and a great asset on a team like the Solheim Cup. We're asking her if she had ice in her veins.
She's tied now with Rianne Liu. Yeah, she and Nelly went out in that first session and handed Leona Maguire Leona's first loss in a Solheim match. Teamed up with Nelly a couple of times to win. All right, so we have 2, at least at the moment, at 15 under.
And Rianne has this to say there. I mentioned Rianne Liu, her career low round coming into the week, 65. Of course, she shot 64 yesterday. She may well go lower than that today. Rianne Liu may go lower than 62 today with the way that she has played. That's her career low on the LPGA, which she recorded earlier this week. This to stay 8 under par for the day. Amazing scoring that we are seeing here in the final round of the FM Championship.
This par 5 12th is where we find our final group, and Jin Young Ko, unable to go for the green in 2, has the third shot at the par 5.
I think it'll spin back off that behind it.
Not as much.
Yeah, I wouldn't go any less than 63, 64 to carry.
Carry them. Maybe a little.
Yeah.
Like 55.
Say a little more.
70?
Yeah.
67, right?
Yeah. I like 67.
And that's the nature of this game, just trying to be as precise as you can with the distance you want to land the shot. 74 yards it is to the hole. Right now,
like
the
it's
wind slide down.
Looks like it's in a divot, Kay.
That makes it more difficult, but she proved yesterday she was quite good hitting out of divots.
Yeah, that was at 17. Hit it out of a divot hole and made a long birdie putt. She'll have that to tie the lead. At the 14th, Rianne Liu birdied her first 7 holes today, birdied her last yesterday, and birdied her last 2 holes Friday just to make the cut on the number.
Give me a tee time on the weekend. You never know.
We've said it all year. What a year it's been for comebacks. 13.
Corpuz, second shot. It's going to work its way down into the little valley and give her a good chance of a birdie there. Try and take the lead on her own, trying to win for the second time out here.
That's what Head On You is also trying to do. She won in October last year, the 54-hole Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. 6-shot lead entering the weekend, 4 behind when the day began. But this roller coaster has made its way back to the top of the leaderboard.
I mean, I think back even to Bradenton, where it was just a wild Sunday. And I feel like the entire season has kind of taken on that similar style of just, you feel like a ping pong ball on the weekend. You never know what's coming next. It could go any which direction. And again, here this week.
I mean, here you've got Ariya Jutanugarn. She made the cut on the number. And she moves to 11 under par into a tie for 6th. Good luck trying to predict anything here at the TPC Boston.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just
back at the par 5
where the
12th.
grass is coming up like this, but there's nothing
like
abnormal than the grass is coming this way, and it's just meeting the lower grass. I don't see it, Carlotta.
But you don't see that it's different between the...
I see there's a difference, but there's no hole. It's just a difference in the grass laying down. It's not trenched out or dug out.
For me, the ball is in a hole, but...
I just don't see it.
Yeah, like if it was like anywhere like here, I mean, the ball would be...
Come here.
Like this is
Come here. Come over here and look at it from here. See how the grass is growing over?
Yes, I can see that.
And see how it's over here?
But I feel in this area, from like here to here, it's like...
I think there's just a separation of some grass here and here, but it's not like a hole.
I think there is like that. I don't see it the same.
Wow.
Carlotto wanting relief and not getting it. So let's get up to the 13th.
And Corpuz has this for birdie. This to take the lead.
It should be a pretty comfortable putt, Tom, here. Just break ever so slightly to her left.
And she will remain at 15 under par, tied for the lead. And she's been seeing a lot of more putts go in, and more confidence with the putter coming into today. It's certainly been the case over the front nine out in 30. That one not quite getting started on line.
Looks a bit befuddled. All right, up to the 14th. This is the 23-year-old from Korea, last year's Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year. And trying to back up that great season with another victorious campaign. And Morgan, she has put herself in contention so many times, not just 8 top 10s, but as we've discussed, multiple times late on Sunday with either a lead or a share of it and a great chance, and trying to get it done today.
Coming from just slightly behind is in general a little bit less pressure situation when it comes to trying to win, but that all changes as you come into these last 5 or 6 holes. Things start to get a little bit tighter. Watch the speed of this putt. If nerves were to show, that was exceptional.
And everything was off yesterday.
She was just off from the get-go. And, I mean, you got all night to think about that. Think about what's possible, what you haven't yet accomplished this season. And she was just got started off on the wrong foot yesterday. From the very beginning, double bogey on her first hole. An opposite story today. Started with 4 straight birdies today.
This is hate on you right here. This is more like it. And now Jin Young Ko, after that ruling for Saganda, this to make it again a 3-way tie at the top.
Yes, Saganda's on the green with a birdie putt upcoming. Jin Young Ko has had a long time to read this putt. She should have it perfectly visualized by now.
More time to visualize it isn't always ideal.
No, she just pushed that, I think, ever so slightly. And then it just peeled right.
Didn't quite play enough break, but it is one of the hardest things about golf. The ball doesn't move. It looks like where her line was aimed was further left than where her putter was actually aimed. We saw the opposite on the close-up on the 11th hole.
Right, back we go now to the 14th, and Liu, incredibly, to tie the lead.
And she's playing like a player who's been in this position time and time again.
It would be the greatest comeback in LPGA history by 5. No one's ever been more than 10 back entering the weekend. She was 15 back. She'll stay 1 behind.
Good round for Ariya Jutanugarn. This is her second at 17, coming off a nice week at St Andrews. 6th last week, and she's given herself a good chance for a birdie there. That would be 3 birdies in a row, get her to 12 under and inside the top 5.
Huge crowds here all week, and so many watching Lexi Thompson finish up. It's been a good day for Lexi going into the Solheim Cup.
Yeah, she's definitely has played some solid golf as of late. She's excited. And what might be her very last Solheim Cup.
She hasn't ruled anything out about playing in the future other than to say she's not planning to play full-time anymore after this year. It's 4 rounds under par. And a 69 today. To 17.
Ariya Jutanugarn is playing alongside Jennifer Kupcho in this final round. And Kupcho also has had a good day. This group's played well. The third member is Hannah Green. She's 5 under par. Kupcho's 5 under par. And Area, as we mentioned, is 7 under par. And they've only had one bogey between them. That was Area at the 14th. Hannah Green got off to a flying start today. She went birdie, eagle, birdie. She was 5 under par, or 4 under par through the first 3 holes. So all 3 have moved up today. And Kupcho now to knock one in from long range. There's that knob in the middle of the green which affects the putts coming down the green here.
Well, Jen's had a great comeback this week after opening with 75. She had a bit of a rib injury. It was really bothering her a bit early in the week, but was able to fight through it. And has put together a ton of birdies this week, 19 so far.
Could be a lucrative week for Kupcho. Her husband Jay on Allison Corpuz's bag.
Yeah, a little bit. Mostly just
$3.8 million purse.
Might be a little bit from the left, but not a ton. Okay.
Just left out of this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of money on the line. I was talking to Malcolm Roberts, the CEO of FM, and they wanted to make this the largest purse outside of the majors and the CME Group Tour Championship. Announced that at the media day a few weeks ago, and they're committed to growing the purse until at least $5 million over the next 5 years.
No, it's pretty straight. Yeah.
Also looking after players' accommodations if they choose to stay in the official hotel, and there was a miscut stipend as well here for players not making the weekend. Eri Jutanaga not making the birdie, so that's going to keep her at 11 under. On the tee at the 15th, Rianne Liu. Not going with driver, so she can go down the left side here with that 3. We don't want to go too far left. And it's fine. We go to the tee at the 13th. They're quite a way behind now. It's a very poor pace of play today, you have to say, Kay. This is Jin Young Ko.
It has been, and it kind of feels like an anchor is just dragging you down. It takes a lot to defy that and try to stay focused and try to stay energized. Wind helping. Jin Young going with less than driver. Not a particularly long hole, but a good tee shot there that finds the short grass.
He started the round at 5 past 11. It is now 3 minutes past 3, and they've played 12 holes.
The cameraman just like kind of
On pace for a 6-hour round, my goodness.
I mean, you have like even until the guy in the white hat back there. Okay. I think you're still fine, maybe just inside of him. Yeah, kind of anywhere over this first rough line that's by the first bunker. Right side of it there.
All right. Don't adjust this dial at the FM Championship. Allison Corpuz has missed a fairway. She got one last bit of encouragement from Jay Monahan, her caddy.
Anything that lands here, about 10 paces on this green, a little bit left, chase it back towards that whole location. Sit.
It's all right there.
All right. So Corpuz is 7 under today. Rianne Liu 8 under. They share the lead coming down the stretch for the final round of the FM Championship on this Labor Day weekend. Downtown Boston. The LPGA is back in this neck of the woods for the first time in a quarter century. It's the inaugural FM Championship. We're down at TPC Boston on this Labor Day weekend, and still too close to call. A two-way tie at the top, and some players like this one with a chance to win it.
Rianne Liu second at the 15th. Trying to win for the first time out here would be monumental for her. That's a great shot. And it gives her a chance to get to 9 under par for the round. She started the day with 7 consecutive birdies. Now at the 13th, the final 3, and Jin Young Ko second.
145 yards to the hole. That was an 8-iron on a good line. That flags down in that little valley.
I'm asking for it to come back. It's not quite that steep. Rianne Liu with her
straight down
second. You let me know, hit a good one in there. So she'll have a great look at birdie. You let me know is 1 under for the day, but back in a tie for 15th. That's 7 under par for the championship. So taking that 3-wood off the tee, short of the bunker, but still a good look here as a roar goes up around TPC Boston. It's going to come back. Oh, what a shot that is. And she will have a very short putt for birdie. So Rianne Liu with a chance to get it to 16 under par. And we'll go to the 14th.
And so Yu is going to go to 16 under. Meanwhile, Allison Corpuz just trying to get it up and down here. And that'll be to stay at 15 under. Up ahead to 17.
Sapachara Yuban. She's on a run of 3 straight birdies. This was a moment ago. Oh, over that little knob in the green and down towards the hole. Watch out. Could this be the roar we heard? It is. Lucrative time to make it 2. The 71st hole of the championship. So look at that run. 3-3-2-2 has the par 5 18th coming up. Love to see it.
That's a player who flirted with a 59 at the ShopRite LPGA Classic this summer. Just a moment ago up at 18, Switzerland's Morgan Metro. This has got a chance. Oh, yes. And Metro finishes strong. Moves her into a tie for 11th. Had the lead going into the final round in Paris at the Olympic Games. And for Morgan, she really needed that good, solid week to improve her position on the CME points list. Came in just under the top 198th. That'll help. Here's number 97 entering the week. Maybe not for long.
Definitely not for long, but could be a lot better. I mean, think about the difference fighting for your card on that high 90 bubble versus a win and being exempt into all of the big events, not having to worry if your job is secure for the next year.
This is for a birdie. No. Well, regardless of what happens today, she is going to take a lot of pressure off herself for the remainder of the season. Currently projected to move from 97th to 72nd in the race to the CME Globe, which could move her into some of the events in Asia, the lucrative no-cut events that will be starting in about a month's time. The LPGA will play 4 times in Asia in this latter half of the season. But, moving away from that top 100 bubble is huge. Of course, chance to win is massive for her. Now, Ko at the 13th for birdie.
Yeah, this to get to 15 under, downhill, little bit of right to left break, down to that low point. When she was holding a lot of putts the last couple days, just 26 putts yesterday, 27 on Friday, but a little cold with the putter today. A little colder, I should say.
Now back over to 15, and that short putt for Rianne Liu to take the solo lead. Yeah. And she will head to that short 16th as the leader of the FM Championship. It's been flawless today so far for Rianne Liu, much like she was on Friday.
She's got a chance to shoot 62 for the second time this week, sandwiched around a 78. Corpuz to stay one back. And how about this, Morgan? Rianne Liu leads by 2.
I mean, it's just that old adage, never give up. You never know what's going to happen.
Yubon getting the ball out of the hole at the 17th. Yeah, well done.
$16 under at the 16th hole is Rianne Liu. It has been 34 years since a player had a lead of at least 6 shots on the LPGA Tour and didn't go on to win. 6 shots up entering the weekend. Well, she was 6 ahead. And Morgan, it was gone in 4 holes for her yesterday. It wasn't the slow drip. But now back up by, it'll be 2 here in a moment.
2 double bogeys on our first 4 holes yesterday.
Yeah, right side.
Really couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, center of the green, yeah. Just a little one, right?
I mean, this is a player who's first in greens and regulation on tour, and she just struggled with her ball striking yesterday. Only hit 12 greens. Just, I saw her miss quite a few short putts as well. It was just everything went wrong yesterday, and whatever she said to herself last night to reset has been one of the most impressive feats we've seen this year.
Oh, well, she had one spin back out of the rough here at 16 when she shot that 62, and she said the golf gods were with me. We will see about that lie in a moment. John Colleen taking a closer look. Her lead is 2, and we just saw it 2. At the 17th, Thailand's Arpachaya Yubon. You bet. A deuce. Yeah, she won't need that putter. Go and get it. 3-3-2-2 for Yubon. Last 4 holes.
Today's coverage is brought to you by FM. Protect your purpose. And by Volunteers of America, dedicated to building healthy communities through health, housing, and human services. Give at VOA.org.
That trophy awaits. We're not going to call anything yet. It's been 2 topsy-turvy of a week. Ariage Tanagarn, one of those players like Rianne Liu, who made the cut on the number. And, well, Morgan, she's in line for a top 10, tied for 6th at the moment. To the par 3 16th, and this was just a moment ago, Rianne Liu.
It's definitely a hole to be aggressive. This hole playing well under par today. It's just a short hole, only 130 yards. It's a safe play there.
The leader, Head-on Yu, is over the green. We'll see about the lie in a moment. 15.
Allison Corpuz on the tee.
Little slight baby fade up the center of the fairway.
Oh, I think she was a bit unlucky there.
I took about 10 yards off that
yeah,
shot.
At least.
That's what happens when you hit it so straight.
Yeah, it hit the sprinkler line. Hit the sprinkler line.
Right, but yeah, that's good.
Well, we have dispatched Kay Cockrell to this group that includes our leader, Head-on Yu, at the 16th. She leads by 2, and a second shot here at the par 3.
This is not an unfamiliar shot if you play this golf course enough, where you're just off the edge of the first cut. Doesn't have much green to work with. Green will be sloping away down towards the water. Not severely, but just enough she has to be careful of the speed.
She's playing almost a lowish bump and run here. Got it back in her stance.
Yeah, that kind of flattened out as it got near the hole. That's not a gimme.
That will be for par to stay up by 2. Up at the 18th. How about this second from Jennifer Kupcho for eagle? And a 65 from a player who opened with 75 and had to play great Friday just to make the cut. And that even puts a smile on Jennifer's face, who kind of famously keeps it nice and steady out there on the golf course. That's got to give her confidence.
Oh, definitely. And that grit, that grind over the weekend's one of the reasons she was a captain's pick.
Now we are potentially watching something that even John Colleen, who's been out here nearly 50 years, has never seen. A player make a quintuple bogey on her very first hole of a championship. Begin the weekend 15 shots off the lead, but somehow go on to win. That's China's Rianne Liu. She's got this with trusty John Kay on the bag. She's got this for birdie at the 16th. A potential for a 2-shot swing here.
This putt has a really nice look to it. I think she just learned off of Head-on's chip that this won't be that fast. It actually flattens out a bit, about 4 feet around the hole. Maybe just a little bit of right to left movement, but not much.
By now, she certainly knows where she is in the tournament. And after opening with 7 straight birdies, Rianne Liu has a chance for a career best finish. 7th has been her best so far.
Second at the 15th for Ty Titican. Oh, this is going to work out very well. Don't write her off just yet. That will get the tie to 13 under par, 3 back at the lead, 3 to play.
She nearly holed her shot in on 10 too, Tom. That iron play. Wow.
All right, Jin Young Ko wayward off the tee, middle of the round. She's hit a couple of fairways in a row. Here she is at 14.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, get up.
She needs to get it going. 4-shot lead on the front line, front 9. She's now down by 2. And finally comes to rest. She'll have that for birdie. 15.
Corpuz, second. Asking for it to sit. Yeah, that's going to leave her a putt. And she has to kind of deal with those rolls in the green.
And now Rianne Liu, our leader, by 2 with maybe 6.5, 7 feet for par.
Yeah, I'd say that 6.5 feet look more like 10 feet. And this is where I think you just have to maybe pick a little spot in front of the ball, try to run it over, pretend like it's a 2 or 3 footer and just hit it nice and firm. Oh, she shoved that, and boy, did she hit that firmly.
Yeah, this is just a little something to watch as we come down these last few holes. Her putter certainly was what failed her coming down the stretch in Canada. Didn't have the best angle on that, Kay. You think she pushed it?
I do. I think she just left that face a little bit open, and then it was overall a straight putt.
It's the first drop shot of the day after 9 birdies, and her lead is down to 1. Yeah,
just going to be a tap in for Tidekun. Good 3. Needs to make a charge coming home. But Rianne Liu has made it a little bit easier with that drop shot at the 16th hole. So only 2 behind.
And a couple of feet left here for Rianne Liu for her par.
You know, Morgan, when someone goes through so many ups and downs in a career and kind of is relegated to the Epson Tour, when she's in a position like this, I don't think she's feeling the devastatingly negative nerves. I think this is an exciting nervousness that she's experiencing.
Well, something when you, I mean, thinking about the fact that she has so many wins on the Epson Tour, you don't hear that very often, because very often players who do win quite a bit on the Epson Tour make their way to the LPGA and then find success. But Rianne has not been that case, and she certainly knows how to get it done, how to win, but doing it on the LPGA is a different story.
Trying to pick a spot on the green there. There's a line for this putt for Allison Corpuz, which is going to be very important. Outside chance to roll it in, but just run it up there, make 4.
You do wonder how much of a shorter club she would have had that tee shot not.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, we've seen players really attack this flag. But Tidekun played from over on the other side before her and managed to get it in there close.
It's probably about 1 club, probably in the 10-yard range.
Sit down. She's asked, begging for it to sit. Yeah, just coming over that last roll in the green. Two to play for Rianne Liu. 8 under par for the round.
Tom, we've seen most of the week that players are hitting 3-wood or 5-wood, just hitting something safely down the right-hand side because it's a very hard dog leg left.
Kick it at the dude, Mike, whoever's in the fairway. Camera time.
Left to right?
A little bit, not much right now.
Yeah, she was asking if There was a little bit of left to right wind. It is up there, but it's really not going to affect this tee shot much. There's a bank of trees to the left-hand side of this fairway, and then it opens up a little bit as you look down at the green.
A little birdie finish here would go a long way. Job number one, get it in the fairway.
Dead center of the fairway.
17th hole's been playing tough today. You wouldn't think from what we've seen. Just seen a player hole out for a 2. Let's go to 14.
And to tie the lead, Jin Young Ko. Back on top. And she's found the fairway the last 2 holes. It's given her good looks.
Yeah, she's just been able to put that out of her mind. And, you know, we talked earlier about her mental strength and being comfortable in the lead. And, you know, nothing's ever easy.
Hit on you. The tee shot at 17. It's tough to tell where the ball finishes. You can't quite see. And that'll be just fine when she gets up there. She'll love it. Players not going with driver here. You just can't hit driver, run out of room. Allison Corpuz for the par here. Stay 1 back. Yeah. We saw that kind of putting display when she won the US Women's Open, trying to win for the 2nd time. It is going to be a tough task with the proven winner, Jin Young Ko, rolling them in like this. Tied for the lead, 4 to play.
Atthaya Thitikul making a late Sunday charge. 2 back at 16.
She's been taking dead aim all day. Another right here. What a beauty.
Gino got that to go 6 under and get within 1. 6 under for the day. 15.
Jin Young Ko on the tee. Oh no, you've got to hit it long if you go down the right side. So with that club, she was trying to go into the middle of the fairway there, left side, and so that was a mistake. 17, good position off the tee for Rianne Liu.
150 yards to the hole. Flag is all the way at the back of the screen. Plenty of green to work with. Oh, she's pulled this with a draw. It's going to miss well left. Nah, she's short-sighted herself. Really bad place to miss it.
It was just the wrong time to hit that kind of shot. And maybe some nerve showing. 1 back. And now a player tied for the lead. Hate on you.
She is in an ideal spot, has a clear look at the screen. There's thunder rumbling in the distance, 8-iron in hand. Oh, she just was taking it back, and Yalimi swung and was hitting her second shot from the other side of the mound out of the fescue. That was distraction.
Yeah, we saw that ball just end up what looked to be in the fairway on the right. That's unusual. Usually players are communicating well out there, but as you say, there's a mound on the left side and it's a bit blind if you're on the other side of it. Anyway, ready to go now.
Hopefully she's looking just right of this flag. It's going just left of it. Oh, and got a nice bounce to her favor.
Got away with it. You'd hate for that distraction to have played a part in this championship, so I'm glad she found the green there. She'll have a putt for the birdie.
That was a really important comebacker for par for Corpuz. She stays 1 back. Here she is at 16.
Get down.
This was just a moment ago asking for it to get down and sit.
It's dangerously close. Yes, Allison, it is up. That now, she could potentially get a drop based on that sprinkler head that's right there, but also even if regardless, she could chip that one in. It's fairly straightforward.
for Aprachai Yubon. This for birdie at 18, and how about this finish? She plays the last 5 holes in 6 under. And she put herself in position at the U.S. Women's Open, near the lead. And that moves her into the top 10 at the moment. I don't think she's moved it yet. Maybe liked how it was sitting. Corpuz to tie the lead.
It just actually doesn't look like it's interfering. But definitely would have been looking to chip that one in. Good effort.
Couple of top 10s for Allison this year. Her next best chance to win other than the U.S. Women's Open was the next week last year when she went to the Dana Open. Lynn Grant had a big lead going into that final day and finished it off. 15.
Looking back down this par 4. Hoping we can get this in time. Kay was mentioning the rumbles of thunder, some storms in the area, so going to be a race against time here, I think, to get it done.
I think they're losing that race today.
Going to wrap the club.
Where is the line? Like
Just between the flag and the tower.
And the tree farm.
The tree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Big, like a dark tree.
Where the tower
Just
is?
between flag and then the yellow mark.
Yeah, I mean, I like more towards the yellow mark. We don't really want to go like left. I just think he's going to wrap the club.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, like a punchy, yeah, like a punchy 7. Hopefully we can roll one up there, but
With the yellow.
Yeah. I would say just, yeah, I mean, a little left of the yellow is the middle of the green. Okay. You don't want to go more right than the yellow because that's where the bunker cuts in. So just a little left of the
Dave's concerned about the grass there wrapping around the shaft of the club as it comes into the ball and turning the ball over. So there is some risk with this shot. And the Jin Young Ko tied for the lead.
Quite a bit back in her stance. Looks like it did come out left.
Oh, scooted over the bunker and going to hang in that rough. Well, not going to be easy. If that ball is lying down, we can't see it. Bunker shot here for Rianne Liu at 17.
She has a very good lie in the extremely flat part of this bunker. Not much green to work with, though. She's got to really hit this high with a lot of spin.
Probably as well as she could do, wasn't it, Kay?
It was. It was. She almost got the flagstick to help out.
With the bad weather looming, Titikun has this at 16 to get within 1.
Oh, that was a misread. Just pushed it too a little bit.
Dangerous situation. With like darkness and stuff.
That is not what we wanted to hear. It's not just the rain, it's the electricity. That's the ultimate concern.
Okay.
First group went off this morning at 8:42.
It was forecasted that there was a chance of weather today. A little bit unsure of what time, but certainly had the opportunity to go a little bit earlier and could have potentially been done by now.
And this is taking a really long time today. That final group played 12 holes in 4 hours.
We're still planning on a 4:30 finish, so still this would have been before that time.
Thank you.
All right, so the horn has sounded at 3:40 local time. Tied at the top with play interrupted. Jin Young Ko, 15 career wins. Looking for a 16th in her first this year. Hae-Dan Yu, like Jin Young, former Rookie of the Year. They've been taking it deep all day, and now they're going to put on ice. Weather delay in the final round of the FM Championship, which is outside Boston. After a weather delay of a little more than 2 hours, players are back in position here at the TPC Boston. We've got still a few groups on the golf course. The final group, which includes co-leader Jin Young Ko, is on the 15th hole. Grant Boone, Morgan Pressel, Kay Cockrell with you here. And Morgan, keeping our fingers crossed here that we can squeeze in these last 4+ holes. There's Jin Young getting ready to resume at the 15th.
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite a long delay here. Players did have the opportunity to warm back up. As you can see, it is still raining. No lightning currently in the area. Looks like there may be a touch of break, potential for one more little cell. We're hoping that that avoids us and we can get this finished today.
Robert Duke. Play resumes. LPGA official sounding the horn, which blew again a little more than 2 hours ago, 3:40 local time. Hae-Dan Yu, we can see a little bit of moisture on the green. Hae-Dan has a birdie putt at the 17th. Jin Young Ko is over the green at the 15th. And Kay Cockrell is back in position following our co-leader Hae-Dan Yu. And Kay, what can you tell us about the conditions at the moment?
Well, it's actually quite balmy outside. It's humid feeling. It's warm, which helps a lot. That helps players get back into the groove. Don't have to deal with the cold rain that they dealt with in Scotland. I think the biggest question mark that I would have if I'm Hae-Dan is just how much slower this putt is going to actually be. It's a tad downhill. And it's been a long time since she's hit a competitive putt, so it'll be interesting to see how aggressive she is with this putt. It breaks a little bit from right to left.
Players didn't have a ton of time to warm back up, but did have enough time if they wanted to hit a few putts and hit a few shots on the range. About 25 minutes all in all by the time they got out to the practice area.
She clearly did not see much right to left break at all in that putt, but it was fairly decent for speed.
What would you want to come back to after a delay? A putt, a full shot?
Yeah, a putt of about 15 feet in that range that Hae-Dan just had. I mean, but the thing is, here we are. It's not just we're coming back on a Friday afternoon. We're coming back on Sunday afternoon with only a couple holes remaining, and every single shot is of utmost importance. A drive is a good place to come back as well, though.
This is the 17th tee, and this is the penultimate grouping. It includes a couple of players still with a chance to win, including Allison Corpuz.
And you can see this is definitely a difference in conditions. Most players have not elected to hit driver. Even though Allison, not one of the longer players, the fairways are going to be softer. Shouldn't have an issue of running out even with driver here at this point. Good confident swing from Allison right there.
She's 6 under today.
2 kids, 2 daughters.
Hae-Dan Yu is 8 under. And then the weekend best, Rianne Liu made the cut on the number, was 15 shots off the lead, and here she is, 1 back, but just an enormous putt here for the 25-year-old from China. This is for par at 17.
Yeah, she had missed her second shot badly, a pole draw that put her in the left bunker. Hit a really nice bunker shot with not much green to work with to this point. She just got a good read off a Yalemi No that holed a putt just outside of Rations for par. This will move down to the right just ever so slightly. A little bit of sun
even see a
peeking
slight
through.
shadow there. That's a good sign.
This is incredible. It really is. A player who had to birdie her last 2 holes on Friday just to make the cut. A player whose first hole of the championship was a 9, a quintuple bogey at that 10th hole. And now here she is with a chance to win for the first time.
And players are used to this stop-start. It happens. You grow up in this game. You know what that's like, Kay. But still, somebody who's never really been in this position, for Rianne Liu to have that time to think about her position on the leaderboard, that was impressive.
It sure was. She'll take that 4 and probably remember that for a very long time. This a little cleanup putt for Hayden.
It's the wild swing for Hayden Liu, led by 6 when the weekend began. Fell behind by 4 entering this final round. She's led by as many as 2 today, tied at the moment. Jin Young Ko is still waiting to hit her 3rd shot, and that's because Carlota Segunda in that final group with her and with Lauren Coughlin is making a mess of this 15th. So she continues to wait. She'll have a pitch shot. And meanwhile, on the other side of the golf course, with a chance to shoot the low round of the day and match the low round of the week, it's former U.S. Open champ Zhang Enli 6. And that's going to find the putting surface. That's going to be for a 62. And Morgan, let's take a look at this scorecard for a player who's struggled here in the last couple of seasons to find that same form that took her to a U.S. Open title.
It's certainly been a day for scoring. I mean, playing 2 under par scoring average, but look at this. I mean, especially that start. I mean, 5 birdies and an eagle in your first 6 holes. I mean, that's just, you don't want to wake up from that kind of a dream start. And just continue to play solid golf. An opportunity here to tie Hayden Liu's round on Friday of a 62.
There is Lee 6, caddy David Buhai. He's outside the top 100 in the race to the CME Globe. Did not qualify even for the AIG Women's Open. Tells you how she has fallen back. She'll have that putt for a 62. We've got a 2-way tie at the top still. Jin Young Ko waiting to hit her 3rd shot at the par 4 15th. Sun is back out. And on the tee at the 18th, you got to 2 of the 3 with a chance to win here. And it's going to be Rianne Liu first to go. Birdied her first 7 holes today.
This hole is a bit perplexing. You'd think it would be an easy birdie hole, but it's not. It requires a couple of really solid shots. First, this tee shot has to find the fairway.
The tee shot's very demanding. She's set up a little bit right with her feet, but she seems to be happy with it. And that is perfect. Hit the speed slot a little bit as well. Got some release.
So she's 1 back, so is Allison Corpuz. And here is Allison with her 2nd to the par 4 17th.
Ball well above her feet here. The tendency would be for it to go left. Full location on the left. Trying to hold it through the shot. A little bit square with the face.
Great shot.
She's putted brilliantly all week, and she'll have that putt to get to 15. 15 under. Meanwhile, back to the tee at 18, and our co-leader, Head On You.
Always nice when the person ahead of you hits a good drive. She has a good visual on what she wants to do. Basically hit it over the center bunker.
Good.
And playing this a little more conservatively to the left side of the fairway. May go through, but it most likely is going to be a layup, a 3-shot hole.
So 3 holes back at the 15th. Jin Young Ko now ready. Now, what do you think she can expect from this rough here after the rain that's fallen?
It's going to be wet. Going to have to keep the speed up through the shot. I like that big swing. Played it almost like a bunker shot. Just fabulous.
You look at these other players in contention. You add all of their wins up, and they don't match Jin Young Ko's 15 LPGA titles. Another 10 on the KLPGA, where she began her career. And now Lee 6 for another birdie. This to close out her final round. This for a 62. She shot a 61 at Evian a few years ago when she contended to win. Might have to settle for a 63. All right, Lauren Coughlin is at the 15th, and time has run out for Lauren, it would appear, for her chances to win a third time in the last 5 starts. But Morgan, she just, after the missed cut last week at St. Andrews, when she was in the very first grouping out on the 10th hole Thursday in the worst of the conditions, she just keeps playing at a very high level.
Yeah, she just hasn't quite been able to, especially get her putter fired up today. And it happens. She's put herself in these high pressure situations a lot this season, has performed exceptionally well. Just today, not going to happen for Lauren.
She's got a big event coming up, as do you and the American Solheim Cup team, the European Solheim Cup team, about a week and a half, be at Robert Trent Jones Golf Club, not far from where Lauren lives, in Virginia. Par putt for Lee 6. .63 matches the low round of the day. Selina Borga, Norway, also with a 63.
An outstanding round of golf. Should give her a lot of confidence. You mentioned it. She hasn't played as well as some of the form that we've seen throughout the rest of her career, but that is impressive.
All right, so there you see on your screen the 5 players still with a chance to win. Gino Titikun is one of them, and she's got this for birdie at the 17th. Probably needs to make it to have a shot.
Yeah, there has been an opportunity for eagles on 18. We saw Jennifer Kupcho make one just before the weather delay, but you'd have to think that 15 number at least, if not 16.
She was in contention last week at St. Andrews. Struggled a little bit in the final round, but still a good week for Gino in her 3rd season on the LPGA Tour. Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Head On You, last year's Rookie of the Year. Head On's up at the 18th hole. Jin Young Ko has a short par putt at the 15th after a brilliant pitch. And now Allison Corpuz has this putt to join them at 15 under.
It's a similar line to what we just saw from Head On You. A little bit closer, maybe. There's no question that everybody after that restart knows exactly where they stand. A couple deep breaths here. Get it started on your line.
All right, so she will stay at 14 under, it would appear. And now Jin Young Ko to stay at minus 15 for par at the 15th hole. Well, fist pump. You don't see that from Jin Young very often. I think she knows for sure what this means for her. Doesn't matter how many you've won, Morgan. You cherish every one, don't you?
Yeah, and you're right. You never really see her get excited or the opposite, show frustration on the golf course. But I mean, that was a very clutch putt right there.
Tough spot off the tee, in fact, at the 15th, and was able to gouge it through the green and over the back, and a brilliant up and down after waiting a couple of hours. Now, this is where Rianne Liu's tee shot has come to rest. She's waiting on Yelimi No, who's in the group with her. And, have you had a chance to see the lie, Kay?
Yeah, the lie is not good. It's in a particularly thick and longer bit of this primary rough. The ball will be below her feet. She's looking to hit like a 130-yard shot that'll leave her anywhere from 110-ish in. Actually, I should say 110 to the front, and then another 16 to the hole. Yeah, that's exactly what she aimed to do. Hit it before that little belly button that you either decide to lay up short of that or go long.
It's a bit of an awkward hole, demanding tee shot. Even if you choose to lay up, it's not the easiest shot on this golf course, but that was well done. Put it in position.
Well, you get to the par 3 16th. You see where that hole is situated today. And a big shot here for Jin Young Ko. Rianne Liu hit it over the green here earlier and was unable to get it up and down. She had a 2-shot lead at the time, lost it, and then Jin Young, just moments after, buried a birdie at the 14th. So now, this is what Jin Young Ko stares down at the par 3, tied for the lead after a terrific save.
This group is quite a bit behind. I mean, the group ahead is finishing out on the hole ahead. Be interested to see if they're informed to pick up the pace a little bit here. But just a short shot here, 130 yards to this whole location. Greens are more receptive after that storm, already a little bit more receptive today than they have been all week. I'd expect her to be aggressive with this one, just slightly right of the hole. It's quite a safe shot.
All right, and up ahead, Rianne Liu found the fairway, and it looks like she's going to have a go with this par 5, Kay.
She sat there for a long time contemplating, deciding what to do, and I cannot believe she is pulling out the big dog. 217 to the front. Got to catch this solidly. Oh, she pushed it dead right.
A little bit of a hanging lie. Got ahead of it. Oh, goodness.
And that is inside the penalty area, and it looks unplayable.
I'm not quite sure where that carried either. Couldn't tell from our angle exactly where that bounced. Looked like it bounced inside the penalty area. It still may have carried up there.
How about the decision?
You know, I don't think it was a bad decision. I don't think it was a great shot. You know, and sometimes that happens. You just don't pull it off. But in the moment, wanting to play aggressively.
Tied at the top. Rianne Liu's third at the par 5 18th.
Has an ideal number for this pitching wedge.
Oh, what a time, what a moment to hit a shot just like that. Think about all of the trials and tribulations she has had, especially yesterday. Wow, what a shot.
Allison Corpuz might need eagle. And as usual, right down the middle.
It's a little bit further back. Not sure she'll be able to go for this green.
Tai Titakun, if Yu makes, will need to hole her second. Back we go to the final group, as you noted, well behind. I mean, more than a hole behind. You've got that penultimate grouping teeing off. And Jin Young Ko in the final group with Carlota Segunda and Lauren Coughlin. Jin Young has this long one for birdie.
This will be a bit slow up the hill, breaking to the left. It's kind of putting across a decent ridge here. As Kay said, you know, the greens would be slightly slower.
Thank you.
Slightly slower than what the players experienced earlier today. A little bit of moisture sitting on top of the greens as well. Really focus on your speed here.
It's going to be a par for Jin Young. #1 in the world, more weeks than anyone in the 18-year history of the Rolex rankings. Now here on this first day of September, 16 months since her last LPGA title, the longest drought of her career. Go back to yesterday, and Jin Young Ko hit her tee shot into a divot hole, gouged it out to here, and on a really tough par 4, she buried it.
Yeah, I mean, it was the hardest hole on the golf course yesterday, and she, as Jin Young does, making it look easy.
And then for the whole location at 18, it saw so many players spin it back down toward the front of the green. You noted that coming from the first cut out in the fairway, she's able to keep it up on that proper tier and finished birdie. So she went from 7 shots back when the round began to 2 ahead today. She's led by 4 today. She's trailed by 2, and here we are tied. She's got a couple of holes to go. And Rianne Liu, you asked the question earlier, where did she cross? And I think they're trying to determine that now. She's going to retrieve her ball first, I believe.
Let's take a look here at the end of it coming in. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where that lands. It's very close to that penalty area. I'm also not exactly sure on, it doesn't necessarily matter if it crossed right there. It depends on how the penalty area is cut and the direction in which she was coming from. She could have crossed before it landed.
That's your bad. It's got a red line on it.
Okay, that rough looks really thick and juicy over there.
She has found her ball in the high foliage, which is about 3 feet in from the red penalty area line.
We figured probably just right here. Because, you know, you've got to bounce this way.
Absolutely. It's got to go forward this way. So, yeah, I mean,
here?
I didn't see the angle of the line, so you might know best, but I'll...
Can I just pretend to see? I mean...
Well, you're going to use your regional judgment here.
Okay.
So as long as you use regional judgment as to where it crossed,
good job.
we're going to be okay. Yeah, you're farther away. You're good.
Brian Fahey of the LPGA.
Can I take this one off?
Oh, you can, yeah. The main thing is the ball's got to be outside, but
It'll be her 4th shot.
You might have to stand in it. Just it's where the ball lies. So the
But
ball's
we
gotta
can
be out,
wipe
but you
it?
may stand in it. I got a clean one. You can change it and clean it.
John Colleen offering a fresh ball.
It's going to be hit or miss for the
I know,
lie.
there's nothing we can predict.
Kind of like better here.
There you go, so I get a little too far ahead of it.
Like here?
Yeah, that's going to be a little too far.
Here.
Just a little behind that.
Here.
You want to drop it right there, you're going to be fine.
Ooh, that looked like a decent drop. And that whole area of grass is really long and laying in every direction. So I think she should be happy with that drop.
It also looks like she should have a backswing, which I was even worried about if it got a little too close to that red line.
She's going to have to hold that pitch to get to 15 under. Meanwhile, Allison Corpuz, one back. Gonna lay up here at the par 5. Rianne Liu has a short putt for birdie to get to 16 under. Jin Young Ko back at the 17th hole.
Yeah, with that lie.
How far is it?
32.
Well, it's been a magical weekend for Rianne Liu. Does she have one more trick up her sleeve?
She's going to have to pull something out of
Do you
the
know how far
hat.
to carry the bunker?
I'd say 16, halfway.
Yeah, they're basically calling us a 30-yard shot, 15 to the edge, and then another 15 to the hole.
Your weight forward, sitting nicely.
Caught it cleanly. Really nice looking shot.
Well, she's not going to win, but Rianne Liu has shown herself something, hasn't she, Morgan, this weekend?
Yeah, really valiant effort. I mean, birding the last 2 holes just to have a tee time on the weekend and putting herself in this position. That putt for an 8 under par, 64, 2 in a row. What a weekend.
So here is Jin Young. Remember, Rianne Liu has a short putt for birdie at the 18th to take the lead. First things first for Jin Young, who has struggled to find fairways today, at least early in the round. Trying to find one here at the 17th.
Is that a bit of a left miss? So let's see what shows up here. I'd say in that sense, probably going back to the range and hitting some balls may have helped her get the opportunity to work out whatever kink that was. Maybe even talk to somebody who'd been watching the coverage, saw what was going on.
So good start to the 17th for Jin Young. Ataya Titakun is going to wait for the green to clear up ahead. If Rianne makes her birdie putt, then she's going to have to hole her second. She's nearly holed a handful this week from the fairway, but not from that far back. Up ahead, this is a bogey putt for Yeleni No.
Yeah, got in trouble off the tee, and it's been a Herculean effort just to get herself onto the putting surface to have this chance at a bogey. Made a really nice par save on the last. But this is uphill the whole way. It's looking like at least a double bogey finish, and what a tough way to end a pretty decent week. What was looking like a decent week for No. Well, Rianne has had a lot of time to survey and think about this putt. She trusts her caddy quite a bit with reads. They work together. Morgan, this has to pull down to the right, but in your mind, you're just like, how much? I mean, she underread her last putt on 17. You hate to leave it on the low side. She's got to get this enough to the left to give it a chance. But these greens are wet and they've slowed down. And they're not going to turn as much.
The rain is coming down right now as well, just adding that extra layer. Wipe that putter face. Keep the putter. Let's see if she keeps it low through the putt here.
she almost just peaked a little bit, and at times she's almost, the stroke becomes like a wishing stroke instead of a definitive, aggressive, confident stroke.
Yeah, that's right. Look for that putter to stay low to the ground. It kind of came up a little bit. The tendency when players have a left to right putt, right-handers back their weight up just ever so slightly, and the putter rises through quicker than you'd like.
She's not in yet. She's got a couple of feet for her par to post 15 under. She had a 3-putt here yesterday. A couple of 3-putts en route to that 78. But a big comeback from Haydan today. She'll have that for a 64 to complete a wild weekend. Now Rianne Liu, this for her par after her second, went into the penalty area. Birdied her first 7 holes today. Gave herself a chance to win for the very first time. This is going to be, no matter what happens here, her career best finish in her 78th LPGA start.
I admire her for having the guts to go for this green in 2. And I hope she can hold this and finish things off nicely. It's been a heck of a week for her.
It is some kind of a weekend for Rianne Liu of China. Came to the U.S. at the age of 12, go to the Annika Academy, finishes 64-64. Her career best finish, again, 77 previous starts, was 65, and she betters that twice on the weekend. She's got that veteran John Colleen on the bag, and Morgan, that's something to build on big time, isn't it?
Absolutely, and something that it takes a lot of pressure off of her in terms of retaining her card for next year as well.
Yelimi No has been to high heights inside the top 30 in the Rolex rankings. She fell back to around 300th in the last year. Now she's back on an upward trajectory, and a solid week despite that finish at the 18th. The rain falls. Haydan Liu with still a couple of feet left for par. Because of Haydan's miss, it does keep the door open ever so slightly for Gino Titicun, who with an eagle could get to 15 under. Remember, Jin Young Ko is back at the 17th in the fairway.
Inside right here.
Well, we'll see if that's enough. No matter what, Morgan, that comeback for Haydan Liu was something special.
And look at that weekly scorecard. I'm very impressed with the way that she battled back today. Deserves a big pat on the back.
And now she'll wait. Jin Young Ko tied for the lead. Second shot here at 17.
Looks like that squirted out a little bit right on her. So drawing back. A little bit of an awkward lie. Got just slightly ahead of it.
All right, so now we have Titicun going for the green at 18. Needs an eagle.
Oh, goodness. It looked like it carried the thick stuff, but did it bounce back in? We cannot tell. Wow. I mean, it's really coming down pretty hard right now as well.
Remember, Allison Corpuz, one back, and needs to make birdie to join you in the house at -15.
Just right of the pin, which is 35. I just don't think it's going to go very far with this much rain coming down. I think you can hit the smooth 8. Yeah, I think it's going to land.
That's the flag on the left side of the race.
Yes, yep, right in line with the R. Yep.
Just trying to go right out of it.
Yeah, starting at it, maybe finishing just a fraction right.
Morgan, this is one of the biggest shots she's hit in 12 months since the Solheim Cup last September. in Spain. Her best chance to win since the U.S. Women's Open last year.
I feel like it was that was it the 8-iron on 15 that we showed in the highlight package earlier. That was one of the most important shots on her way to victory. Another one right here. I like that last bit of advice from Jay, her caddy. It's not going to go as far with the rain that's falling right now. Going with a slightly more clubs. Swing easy.
Sit.
Down ball.
Sit.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it landed on, but it kicked one. It landed on the
So Corpuz is going to have to hold that one to get to 15 under. That's where Rianne Liu is. Missed her birdie putt, but shoots 64, and she leads in the house. Well, on this tortuous weekend here in Greater Boston, number of players who can win has dwindled to, well, we could still say 4. Both Gino Titicun and Allison Corpuz would have to hole their next shots from off the green at the 18th. Rianne Liu has finished. She's 15 under, missed a short birdie putt. Would have gotten her to 16 under. Titicun has to make this. Fortunate to even be up, so she will not win. Jin Young Ko, meanwhile, is back at the 17th, and she's got a lengthy birdie putt that would give her the lead should it fall. And Kay Cockrell has dropped back to follow Jin Young in.
She has the benefit of having just watched Carlota Ciganda putt on virtually the same line. Carlota was about 3 feet further away. Carlota put a pretty darn good roll on it. I thought it would move a little more down to the left, but I think the speed she carried kept it straight at the end. The low part, the green tilts right to left, so it should have some sort of right to left movement to it. Oh, and she underhit that. I think she saw the firmness that Carlota hit. She wanted to take a little off of that, but took too much.
Just that little bit of moisture, Kay, making a difference.
Three players left with a chance, and here's one of them. Got to hold it. Corpuz.
Extremely unlikely, but unfortunate there with that 8-iron. Shut the face down just ever so slightly. Came out hot on her. Missing just a little bit left of the flag.
Rianne Liu watching on as 2 more players go by the boards with chances to win. This is a birdie attempt for Titicun. So Gino, who got her 3rd victory at the end of June, teaming up with Ronnie Yin to win the Dow Championship. She made a birdie on the 72nd hole. Gave her and Ronnie, the 2 young former number 1s, a 1-shot victory over Allie Ewing and Jennifer Kupcho. She's going to come up short this week, but another good solid showing for Gino. And now Allison Corpuz, Oregon back in contention for a win for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be a confidence builder for Allison, especially this club. I mean, if you look at her stats for the year, her ball striking stats are really solid, but her putter has not cooperated similar to what we saw last year. She was tough as nails coming down the stretch there at Pebble Beach. But definitely feeling good with the putter this week. Nearly leading the fields in putting. Thought there'd be one last one there for the drama.
So she'll drop a shot at the 18th into a tie for fourth with Titicun if Titicun makes hers. But maybe more than anything, just for Allison to feel comfortable with the putter, especially going into the high leverage week in a couple of weeks' time at the Solheim Cup. We've got a par putt for Jin Young Ko to stay tied for the lead, headed to the par 5 18th as the rain continues to fall.
He can hit long drives and accurate irons, but it always comes down to these monumental 2 to 4 footers that you have to make. You get thousands of them in practice, but can you make it when it matters on Sunday?
This is a new putter she's put in the bag this week, her 5th different putter of the season.
I'd say it's working pretty well.
Dave Brooker said it's not that unusual for her to go through a few different putters during the season. After Saturday at the U.S. Open, she actually went to a sporting goods store and spent $400 on a new putter. There's a player who gets all of her equipment for free for the most part. But sometimes when you're desperate, you got to go look for something different.
And a player who's already in the top 20 career earnings, she could afford it. Well, Alexandra Fursterling couldn't afford this day. She really struggled. Rookie from Germany. She's had flashes of brilliance, mostly on the Ladies European Tour. She's won 4 times in the last 12 months. Still trying to find her way out here on the LPGA Tour. And this was a big week for Lexi, as she's known. She's outside the top 125 in the race to the CME Globe, and she had a chance today to really make some ground up in that regard and keep her card for next year. Now Titicun for her par to stay tied for 4th. Couple of weeks off for these players who are not competing in the Solheim Cup. Everyone off next week, and then Gino. She's got the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship coming up, which she won in her rookie season a couple of years ago. So impressive, just 21 years old. She was the Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. This Rianne Liu, the Rookie of the Year last year. But for Rianne, so many close calls, unable to get that second career victory in this her second season. First win came in October of last year. She went wire to wire in Rogers, Arkansas. This was at the par 5 14th. She lost her lead. There were a half dozen players who had a chance, but that absolute beauty would give Rianne the lead, and she would close it out. Shot 29 on the back 9. And she did go wire to wire. She was already going to win Rookie of the Year, but that just wrapped it up once and for all. I feel like we say this every week. Winning is hard, and she has learned that the hard way this year.
Yeah, and watching that, she's actually wearing a very similar outfit, and I wonder if that was a conscious decision on her part. Something a superstitious player might do.
Aren't you all?
We all have our quirks and superstitions, some more than others.
All right, Jin Young Ko to the par 5 18th, tied for the lead A birdie would give her a 16th career victory. A par, we go back to a playoff. If she can't make par or better, then it's Rianne Liu's victory here in Boston.
That looked like it. Was that a 3-wood she hit off the tee? I was down the fairway a little bit, playing conservatively.
Yep.
Definitely not even going for the green into play.
These two players who have come from the Korea LPGA Tour, Jin Young Ko in her 7th season, Rianne Liu in her 2nd. The sun is setting, going to squeeze it in here. Rianne Liu has finished with a 64. She goes 62, career low, 78, her highest round since joining the LPGA Tour, and then bounces back with 64. 4 back when the round began. 2 up at one point. Missed a birdie putt of about this length at the 18th hole. That would have put her at 16 under and really put the pressure on Jin Young Ko. Jin Young has taken less than driver off the tee at the par 5 18th. And try to put herself in position.
Kind of left edge of that white fence.
Like that move. Stay loose out there.
Says 150.
Yeah. We're finishing at 65. That's what we want.
The red stick is fine.
Yeah. Yep. I like that. That's good.
In one way, laying up short and in this first cut of rough makes it kind of challenging because you're having a different vista, a different viewpoint, probably from what you've laid up all week. But on the positive side, she can go ahead and hit like this 5 hybrid and just hit it down there at that little circular, that little button bunker. And she'll stay on this side of it.
She's got significantly more club than anybody's had laying up here, but
yeah,
that'll be okay.
Yeah, hit it a good way down there, kind of peeled right, but that'll be just fine.
Rely on her wedge game. Interesting decision to not take driver. We noted her struggles with the driver so far today.
Lauren Coughlin now, second shot.
Laying up on a similar line.
Yeah, that's significantly further back. Shove a bit of a longer club in, more a short to mid iron.
It was hot early in the week and then just gorgeous the last 3 days. Today, softer conditions with the overcast. But rain began to fall. Electricity in the area had a 2-hour 10-minute weather delay. And now we're back, and Carlota Ciganda finishing up here.
Yeah, she absolutely ripped a drive. Still has 224 to the front, kind of in that same yardage distance that Rianne Liu had and went for it. This is a 5 wood. If she hits this solidly, she has plenty of power to get it there.
Well, that whole location won't totally suit her eye, but start something around the left side of the green and let it fall back towards the middle, towards that FM in the center of that grandstand in the back of the green.
Yeah, started that maybe a little further left. Not sure it's cutting enough.
That'll be short-sidedly quite a tricky little pitch shot. She's on an upslope, which would make it a touch easier. And on the short grass.
And Carlota will have to wait a little longer to get her 3rd LPGA title, last of which came in short order after her first fall of 2016. Rianne Liu trying to see a few putts fall in. She's finished with a 64, and here comes Jin Young Ko. Dominant player in her time on the LPGA Tour. Has had a way of making it look easy at times. This impossible game to master. Here with a win, she would have her 16th LPGA title, breaking a tie with Yanni Sen, among others. It would be her 8th consecutive season with a victory. The last time any LPGA player had a streak of at least 8 years was Annika back in 2006. It just shows you the remarkable consistency. That even includes 2020, when she only played 4 tournaments because of COVID. She won that CME Group Tour Championship and wound up incredibly winning the money title in just 4 starts.
Yeah.
What a run it's been. What a summer. What a year for Lauren Coughlin. Third shot coming up.
The umbrellas are the corner of the building. Yeah. You like that?
Let's go at it.
Yeah. Add it. Perfect. Good.
Yep.
All right. 30.
Yeah, 135-yard shot. Going to play at 130, a little bit less. After she leaves here, she's going to New York City, going to go see Pearl Jam at Madison Square Garden, then home for some well-deserved rest before the big event at Solheim. It sounded good. Most of her iron shots sound good, don't they?
She's such a fabulous iron player. Another beauty right there. She definitely has to be, it's been such a whirlwind for her. Has to be feeling maybe a touch of fatigue and ready for a little bit of R&R.
Think about the last 6 weeks when she was contending at the Mundi Evian Championship. Lost the lead late there. Came back and won in Canada. Won again in Scotland a couple of weeks ago. All right, here is Jin Young Ko. A birdie gives her the victory.
They know where they stand. Going to try to get this up and in from 98 yards. Needs to pull off a top quality wedge shot.
It's hard to, we've talked about this, the flags are dark. They're dark blue, and it's hard to see, especially with all of the rain gear and the umbrellas beyond. So just backing up to readjust to her target. Take dead aim.
Well, that's the kind of shot you would expect from one of the very best of the modern era. She loves that 90-meter layup, and she executed it brilliantly. She'll have that putt for a walk-off win.
Yeah, that was exquisite. Lovely tempo. You know, even though she never shows it outwardly, you know she has to be feeling some adrenaline, has to be in this moment, but still kept everything so smooth. Just the slightest bit of spin. I mean, that is to perfection, the distance control under that amount of pressure.
Think about how she managed the 7th hole today, trying to decide whether to hit her second shot over the massive bunker, opted to lay up. It led to a birdie. And now Jin Young Ko crosses that bridge here to the 18th green. She'll have a bit of a wait. She'll be the last to play of these 3. But a chance from, what is that, about 10 feet, no more, for a 16th victory. We've seen glimpses, haven't we, this year, where we would say, that reminds us of the Jin Young Ko of old, but hasn't yet tasted victory in 2024. She might hear soon. Third shot for Segunda.
It cut that just a tiny bit heavy. Wasn't able to clip that really like she normally does, but She'll be next to putt. Her ball keeps rolling a little bit further away from the hole.
Yeah, just a little bit scoopy.
That's a hard shot to hit when the closely mown area starts getting wet.
Rianne Liu is trying to stay loose. She hopes that she has a little more golf to play. Took a big lead into this weekend, mentioned it. It's been more than 30 years since a player had a lead of at least 6 shots through 36 holes and did not go on to win. She's not out of it yet. She needs a little help at this point from Jin Young Ko. And that's not a very comfortable place to be, waiting for Jin Young to stumble. Huge crowds out here all week, and the rain hasn't dampened the spirit. This inaugural FM championship bringing the LPGA back to this area for the first time in a quarter century, and these great players haven't disappointed.
Yeah, it's been so much fun to be here. Players love the energy that they get from crowds like we've had out here this week. A bit unfortunate with that delay late today, but excited to be coming back next year and watch this event grow.
Got Dave Brooker from Old England. Makes his home now in New here, not too far away. And he's been on the bag of the 2 players who've been #1 in the world more than anyone else in the history of the rankings. Lena Ochoa and Jin Young Ko. The great golf that he's watched from his front row seat. And here is Saganda for birdie.
Morgan, your thoughts on Carlota and what she brings to the European team, particularly now that her game seems to be waking up?
Yeah, it's funny. So actually, the first thing that she said to me when I saw her today on the range, she goes, "You ready?"
She always is, isn't she?
And yeah, she's just excited. I mean, as everybody is, but Carlota brings a fire and a passion to Team Europe, and we've seen it many times over the years.
71. Day 1, that would have been a good score. Today, when everyone's making birdies and eagles, just not enough. She drops back into a tie for 10th. Next time we see Lauren Coughlin, it will be in her home state, playing for the red, white, and blue. She just hasn't had a chance to really do that, and she cannot wait. This for a closing birdie.
Just really haven't seen anybody from that side of the green play enough break.
Stage is set. Jin Young Ko getting a look here as this putt for a walk-off.
Morgan, I'm standing just about opposite of the hole of where she's putting to, so I've got a direct line on this, and it looks like it has to have some right to left break. But as we're seeing, there's just less of that movement the more the rain falls, and the more moisture there is on the green. So it'll be interesting to see if she decides to just hit this a little more firmly and take some of that out, or if more turn than we know is there.
Her putting the last couple days has been really stellar. She's 4th in putting this week. Yesterday made almost 100 feet of putts. And we've seen her make a couple clutch ones already since returning to the golf course after the delay.
Looks like she was lining up to play this just outside the right edge.
Just keep the speed up.
That moved a lot.
Just ran out of a little bit of steam there, Kay. And it's just a little bit of the moisture on the greens. Gives head-on some life.
We're going back to the 18th for a playoff.
Bonus golf.
A 2-shot lead. She shoots 68. But it's not enough to win in regulation. Yeah. And Head-on gets the news. Jasmine, her manager, keeping an eye on it. They were also listening for a winning roar. Didn't hear it. Coughlin finishing up this for par.
I'm excited, Grant, to see what she's capable of next week at the Solheim Cup. Has worked so hard this season to get on that team on her own. Let's take another look here at Jin Young's putt. I'm kind of surprised. I expected this to go in, I have to say.
Yep.
And just ran out of steam.
Each player will maybe rue what happened at the 18th. Head-on was even closer, maybe just by a foot or so than what Jin Young was, what she had. Both make par. They're headed back to the 18th. We're going overtime. We're just outside Boston, the FM Championship title. So these two players, Head-on Liu and Jin Young Ko, who are headed to a playoff here at the FM Championship, known each other. Jin Young is 6 years older, but they've competed against each other on the Korea LPGA Tour. It was a day that began with Head-on Liu 4 behind Jin Young Ko. But what a start. She birdied her first 4 and then at 6. First 4. Incredible. So 5 under after 6. And then Morgan, when these start falling, you have to wonder what kind of a day it's going to be.
Well, just the roller coaster of the week that she had. I mean, you said she birdied her first 4 holes. That was 8 shots better than her first 4 holes yesterday. And just gets all the momentum going back in your favor.
She shoots 6 under on the front, and then at 10, another. Two nice shots at the par 5 12th, leaves her just shy of the green, and then this third.
This was a very straightforward pitch. 2 really nice shots to that point. Easy birdie.
8 under at that point, and then the kind of ball striking that we've come to expect in her year and a half on the LPGA Tour.
Go ahead.
That would get her to 9 under on the round, 16 under for the tournament. She led by 2 at that exact moment. She bogeyed 16, had this at 18.
She just came up just a little bit with her upper body. Back and out of the putt just ever so slightly, but it started too far right.
So back they go to the 18th tee. Both players played this par 5 as a 3-shot hole. Jin Young played it that way from the tee with less than driver. Head-on missed her tee shot left and laid up from the rough. A year ago this week, Jin Young Ko was in a playoff in Canada with Megan Kang. And fell to Megan in what was Kang's first LPGA title. so Hayden being ferried from that practice putting green. Jin Young already back at the 18th tee. She's trying to close out her 7th straight 54-hole lead in an LPGA event. See her golf bag there? She used to have a heart for every one of her victories, but at some point the bag's not big enough. She's got 24 career victories, 25 actually, when you count the KLPGA and the LPGA Tour. Those 4 hearts for the 4 majors, 2 on this tour, 2 on the KLPGA. And so each of these players has felt, Morgan, what we talk about so often, just the difficulty of winning on a tour that just gets deeper every year.
Yeah, it's never easy to close the deal. And I mean, I just think about what both of these players have been through with significant leads. I mean, Jin Young today at one point had a 4-shot lead. Hayden with that 6-shot lead yesterday.
Or the whole to be 18, still trying to be back to 18.
Brian Fahey of the LPGA.
Okay, Rand, you teed off first this morning, so you'll have the honor. Okay? Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, these two players are very friendly. The caddies as well are friendly. But it's down to business now. And it'll be interesting to see how each of them attack this 18th hole.
Left edge.
Jin Young already pulling out 3 wood, so going to play the hole similarly to how she did in regulation. And
White shirt and like a bluish shirt.
Hayden appears to have driver K.
Just left of this bunker.
And that's what she used in regulation. Going with that club, she played it conservatively, aiming up the left-hand side, and her driver went through the fairway up into the rough. Let's see if she takes a little more aggressive line, more towards the middle of the bunkers.
We saw her go to the putting green. We didn't see her on the range at all, so it's been a while since she's made a full swing.
Yeah. That going up the left side, and actually it's going to end up just fine. There's so much more moisture, and the air has gotten quite a bit heavier out here. And in fact, it's feeling suddenly much darker. And I think sunset's around 7:30, if not a little bit before. So I don't know how many holes of daylight there really is.
I think there's 1 hole for sure that we can get in, and then after that,
I
no
would
guarantees.
say 2. I would say they could 2 holes for sure, and then who knows.
Official sunset is 7:17, which is 15 minutes from right now. Cloud covered, not helping with the amount of daylight remaining to play.
Beautiful.
And that a much straighter line than she had in regulation. Doesn't have to deal with the rough. They're both about the same distance away.
72 holes, not enough to determine a champion in this inaugural FM Championship. Hayden Liu and Jin Young Ko on the first extra hole. First extra hole, it's the par 5 18th, the FM Championship here from the TPC Boston. Grant Boone, Morgan Pressel. Kay Cockrell is out following Hayden Liu and Jin Young Ko, both finishing up at 15 under par. Both have had sizable leads this weekend and needing at least an extra hole to determine a winner. Jin Young Ko is going to go first, I believe, Kay.
She is. She's about 3 paces outside of Hayden, more in the center of the fairway. Hayden's up towards the left-hand side. This is a 7-iron, looking to hit like a 150-yard shot that will leave her roughly 100 to the front, 116 to the hole. If you're going to lay up, you just want to make sure you keep it well short of that bunker. Fairway tilts a little left to right.
maybe a little further back than she was in regulation. She got it all the way down there to just a short wedge. They're going to have a little bit more distance to cover.
Head-on going with an 8-iron. This whole fairway tilts a bit left to right, so for both players, the ball a little bit below their feet. And that'll be just fine as well. So now it's a matter of dialing in the wedge shot.
Yeah, if you're going to go on angle, Jin Young has a slightly better angle from the right side of the fairway to that left hole location. Head on not quite as good of an angle, and a little bit further back as well, it would appear.
Jin Young Ko is among the winningest active players on the LPGA Tour. Lydia Ko just got her 21st last week at St. Andrews. Nelly Korda with 6 wins this year to get to 14. Stacey Lewis and Brooke Henderson with a baker's dozen each.
Yeah, Jin Young's just had some injury struggles even throughout her entire career. A little bit of neck, shoulder issues. She said she woke up in Asia earlier this year, just was in so much pain. Took a little while to recover from that and to even be able to practice again. I was talking to Dave Brooker earlier this year. He said, yeah, she's finally able to start practicing again. And, you know, you see a player teeing it up and you think they're fine, but there's a lot that goes into it as well, and the ability to hit balls and really work on your game the way that you want is important too.
You're talking about 2 of the very best strikers of the ball in the LPGA Tour. Head-on You leads the ball striking category on the LPGA this season and was among the very best in her rookie season. And then a player like Jin Young Ko, who went 114 holes in a row without making a bogey or worse. She hit 63 straight greens in regulation a couple of years ago at the CME Group Tour Championship, mastering at least for short moments a game that just can't be. And an idol to a player like Head-on You.
In regulation, Head-on had pitching wedge, hit a nice shot in from 125. This 5 paces closer, 120, which should be just about the same type of wedge as I mentioned. Air just a little cooler, a little heavier than it was a half hour or more from now ago.
Going to be a very similar putt to the one she had in regulation, maybe just slightly longer and a very slightly different angle, but she will have a good idea of what that does.
It gives Jin Young Ko something to look at. She prepares to play her 3rd.
In regulation, she had 98, now 111 yards.
You want to try and land it 9 meters more than the last one. Little. Yeah.
Tiny bit of breeze, just starting to move the treetops around a little bit. Don't think it should affect the shot any.
Dave said hit it 9 meters more than last time. Gonna take dead aim after head-on shot. Full as well. Oh no.
She pulled the club back like she knew it was long. And how about that leave?
Yeah, that's that little bit of a pull that we see her struggle with her irons from now and again. It's what we saw with her driver earlier today, but we hadn't seen the pull with the iron in this round. Just shuts the face down, similar to what we saw from Allison Corpuz, but from shorter range. And now huge advantage from Rianne. That went way down below the putting surface. Really tricky to just get it up and down.
Yeah, I'm just getting up here by that ball, and it will not be easy.
The weekend began with Rianne Liu up by 6 after just a nearly flawless 62. But the flaws started early for Rianne on Saturday. She made a double bogey at the first, made another at the fourth, and when it all ended, it was Jin Young Ko up by 2 heading into the final round. But Rianne rallied. Brilliant start, 4 straight birdies today. She was 7 under through 10. Each had putts on the 18th, a couple of groups apart. Would have taken them to 16 under. Now Rianne Liu will wait and watch as Jin Young tries to figure out a way to get this somewhere close.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of making birdie and chipping in from here is so low percentage. I think at this point she has to just swallow the fact that she hit a bad shot. She's over the green. Now, how can I make par? No guarantee that Rianne is going to make this birdie putt, but get it up there tight or within reasonable distance to make par and force your opponent to have to make the putt to win it outright.
Yep.
This tightly mown grass is very wet. She's got to clip this nicely. It is a little bit of an uphill lie, which will help get more altitude and help have this land softly. Green is softer. About 7 paces of green to work with.
Everything's sloping away from her. I'm interested where she wants to land this. I think it's about where she was just standing there, which is just kind of on the crest of the hill, but just into the fringe, enough to take a little pace off of it. If you hit this shot, you have to hit your mark, or it could go very wrong.
She is still going to be out. That'll be a putt for par for Jin Young Ko. And Rianne Liu has taken control here in this playoff.
That was a shocker, Morgan, to have her miss that target with the wedge so badly and in the wrong spot.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. If you play this low shot, you've got to hit it perfectly, as opposed to opting for a higher shot, which is maybe higher risk. But here we are in a playoff. Your opponent is 12 feet for birdie. You have to get up and down no matter what. This is a huge putt right here.
You might have a better read on this than I do.
Oh, she's got to make it, and then just wait to see if Rianne makes hers.
One thing I know, Morgan, is this is quite slow. Carlota Segunda putted from this area earlier and came up short. It should be a little bit of, well, not a tremendous amount of movement, but it's just a matter of getting the speed right on this. She almost has to play this like it's 3 feet longer than it actually is.
Yeah, there's no room for leaving this short right now. This has turned into match play situation.
Well,
Your decisions are dependent on your opponent here.
She'll hold a 50-footer earlier today en route to making eagle on the second hole, so she hopefully can think back to that moment and know she can do it here.
So now 2 putts for Rianne Liu.
Excellent effort there. Gave it a good chance, but big mistake on this hole was on the third shot, the approach to the green. Missed it in the only place she couldn't hit it.
Well, this roller coaster ride for Rianne Liu, not just this weekend, but this summer, with so many chances to win late on Sunday. And then a weekend that began with her in control. She lost it to bounce back with a 64 today to get into the playoff. And now 2 putts away from her second LPGA title in as many seasons.
Her heart has to be racing right now. Focus on your start line. Take a deep breath. Falling a little bit to her right.
She had 2 to play with.
A little bit of nerves there, maybe. Just
so.
Get it in there close.
After so many close calls, it's you again in the winner's circle. Rianne Liu outlasts the great Jin Young Ko to win the FM championship.
And in that fashion, Grant, I mean, to rebound from her day yesterday, this is truly one of the most impressive things that we have seen this season, and a season where we've seen some insane events. The mental perseverance to find her way back into this winner's circle after a crushing day yesterday. Wow.
From 6 ahead to 4 back. And finally, a winner again. Rianne Liu, her mom is here watching, cheering her on. And this is going to be sweet. She's with Kay Cockrell.
Congratulations. What a wild and crazy week it was for you. I don't even know where to start. You shoot your personal best 62. Yeah. Then you lose your lead, shoot 78 yesterday, come back today with a 64. What does this second win mean to you?
On the second round, I felt amazing, and I think it's a little more higher my field, and my shot is really bad at the third round. So after the third round, I called my coach, and hey, coach, my ball is going to another way, except the pin, and my ball is going right to left. So he said to me, your original ball is a fade, so tomorrow you just miss it to right, and just keep right side is fine. Okay, and today I tried to the backswing for the light, so today's my shot is really good again, so I made it 8 under par. So at the playoff, I'm so awkward and nervous. but I mean, it's thanks for the God, yeah.
I would think it's even more special. Congratulations on beating Jin Young Ko, someone you look up to, and a 15-time winner out here on tour. Congratulations on win number 2 at just 23 years old. Amazing. Grant?
Okay, Kay, thank you. Rianne, congratulations. And as we update the race to the CME Globe, Rianne moves up to 4th. Just 5 players with more than 2,000 points.
Admitted there that she was a bit nervous in that playoff, as anybody would be in that moment, but she got it done.
26 putts in Ridge was 62 on Friday to give her that big lead. 26 putts today in the final round, a 64. Got her into a playoff with Jin Young Ko. And as she did when she won her first event on the KLPGA, she outlasts Jin Young. And all's well. It ends well for Rianne Liu. She needed every bit of that big lead entering the weekend. Endures the 78. And, we'll see what that does for Heidan Yu's confidence moving forward. Big weekend for Rianne Liu of China. 64-64 after making the cut on the number. Morgan, Allison Corpuz, and Jennifer Kupcho and Sarah Schmelzel, they're all headed with you and all of us to RTJ in Virginia. The Solheim Cup begins on Friday, September the 13th at 7 a.m. Eastern Time here on Golf Channel. Thanks to everyone who made it possible in the rain this week. Our producer, Jesse West, director, Boston's own Pete Esposito. For Morgan Tressel, Tom Abbott, Kate Cockrell, and the entire team, I'm Grant Boone. Congratulations, Heidan Yu. A winner as a rookie, and a winner again, the LPGA Tour.